Welcome back to the GBGuns Armory series. It's been a while since I've done one of these, folks, and well, I certainly have plenty of things to pull from and stuff behind the camera. Just haven't had the time, so my apologies for that. As a reminder, these are not reviews. These are guns that have already been reviewed, some of them years ago, some of them somewhat recently. The idea being, ideally, that they've been out long enough for you to have opinion on. We do some new releases sometimes on here, just to kind of be a place for thoughts and feels, both from me and from you. From you, if you've owned it or shot it, I'd love to hear about it. Or if it's something that's new release, tell me what your, let's vibe check, we'll call it that. Tell me how you're feeling about it based on what you've seen and heard so far. Today we're looking at the Tisas B9R 5-incher. Now I picked this up because I love my 4 1/4, and my 4 1/4 was a Gen 1, also called, I believe it's Carry, whereas this is Duty, I think is the differentiation. There was an upgrade to, or an update to the slide serrations. It's a bull barrel with a full-length guide rod, steel frame, and I got it because, well, I've been experimenting with 5-inchers again. Those of you that have been with the channel from the early days know that my favorite pistols all the way back into 2015, 2016 were the 5-inch 9mm guns. There's something about the recoil impulse of that slower slide that just makes something that's easy to ride, and it just sort of slows things down. Now, it doesn't necessarily slow down your shots, but it slows down the cadence of the gun and makes it more comfortable to shoot. They tend to also point well, and if you're an irons guy, that's longer sight radius definitely makes an advantage for fine aiming. Now you see here I've got the Osight SE mounted on this one. That's to pair it with the 4 1/4, because I do plan on doing a side-by-side of the two Tisas's using AccuShoot and one of AccuShoot's shooters as well. So we get two shooters, and then we get that hard data looking at performance differences between the two to see if there's something beyond the feel that you get. Now, something that he and I have talked about a couple times is he and I are both 4 1/4-inch fans. We both, over the recent years, become more accustomed to 4 1/4-inch guns, and I've noticed while reviewing the 5-inch guns and that slower rhythm, it's almost something new to learn. And let me know if you understand what I'm talking about here, because I realize it's a nuanced thing, and it's something where you have to have spent a lot of time with multiple different barrel length guns to understand them. In short, the shorter slides are quick, snap, violent cycling. Longer slide guns, it's a slower push. It's a gallop versus a jolt, and you can train to any of them, of course, but there's also a natural favorite that we're all going to pick. But my thoughts on this thing, to get back on topic of the Tisas B9R, I really enjoyed it. I think for the money, it's pretty hard to beat. There's another contender that we'll talk about in another video that I think certainly beats it on the fit and finish and all the fanciness kind of stuff, and is US made, which is nice. But among the entry-level affordability guns, these Tisas guns are the best that I've encountered. Really, really good. Nothing really to hold you back from performing well. Are they as smooth and crisp as the higher-end guns? No, of course they're not. But for a mass-produced and affordable gun, pretty good ones. So my questions to you guys is, what are your thoughts on these? Are you a 5-inch 9mm shooter? Have you ever tried it? If so, do you like the recoil impulse? Did you notice it was different or slower? You know, the Canik TTI, when it came out, one of the tricks that it had was running the shorter slide with the muzzle weight on the end. I know everyone calls it a comp. Reality is the Canik TTI barrel is ported. The device on the end does direct some gas, but it's going over that port that's already in the barrel. So it's a ported barrel gun with a muzzle weight. But that muzzle weight and the shorter slide makes for a different recoil impulse, that quicker, more violent kind of thing, than a, say, full-size long slide Canik would be. So that's one of the changes that are different there that make that gun kind of unique and fun to shoot. Are long slides a thing for you or not? I carry a 3 1/4 in the summer and a 4 1/4 in the winter, from the same make and well, almost the same model, but same maker, so that the handling and all that is similar. But there's definitely a difference between them. I love the 4 1/4s, but 5 inches are just, there's something comfy about them. It's just nice. You get that push roll like a single stack 45 1911 5-incher would have, but not as much push, of course, because it's 9mm, not 45. But you also don't get the snap from 9mm, and that's why I'm having fun with 5-inch 9mm these days. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters. GBGuns and I do 2 levels. Tomboys SSA, O'Brien, Dave F. Dave Rick S. Jr. Donald H. Fast, Eddie, Gary B. George H. Greg K. Joseph T. Marvin T. Bay, Rich Sky King, Hello to Fame Jenna. Adrian H.